Hey guys, it's Christabel here and welcome back to my channel. It is a new video. Do you like the consistency? If you do, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. So today I decided to come with a new video for you guys. So I'm going to be answering your med school assumptions.
Yes, queen, yes, queen, yes, queen!
So I put some questions, I put like a little post on Instagram and asked anyone and everyone to give me their med school assumptions. So here they're gonna be and I'm gonna answer them. First med school assumption. So if you see me looking like to the side or anything, it's because I've got the list here. So it's all memorization. Now, I don't think it is, you know, when it comes to med school. Like, I think you could probably get by with like maybe a few lectures, but because of the sheer volume that there is, memorization doesn't help in the long run. It's very like, because even from my previous degree, it's quite easy to like learn the information and then dump it out again, but you can't do that in med school. You have to learn the information and keep it because you're going to use it in the future to help lives, really. So it's all about understanding. You may use it to like get by for a specific question if you don't really understand it, but I don't think memorization is the answer. It really is about understanding the question. The next one is you sacrifice lots. So things such as self-care and personal well-being and time. So you can't do anything else but studying. I would say that is not true. One of the great things about even my med school is that they put emphasis on having work-life balance. So like the fact that I can even do this YouTube video is from me actually looking at different like hobbies that I like, and not just having a full day of study. It's not possible to do that completely all the same time. So yeah, I wouldn't say so. You do sacrifice some time because like if you do want to get certain things done, then yes, you probably will have to decide whether I want to watch this K-drama for an hour or do I want to get this study done and know that it's out of the way. Yeah, but if you know how to prioritize, you'll do fine, because like you can't do well without taking time for yourself and actually like taking care of yourself. So self-care is incredibly important. How are you going to be a good doctor if you can't take time for yourself first to be able to treat, if that makes sense? So as med students, it's really important now to learn how to prioritize self-care and then also still get the things that you need to get done, because you are still doing a degree. Okay, this one, somebody said it's miserable.
You serious?
Now, I don't think it's miserable. For me, I really enjoy doing medicine. It depends on what your motive is in doing medicine. I know if somebody's doing medicine for the sake of money or any of those type of things, then you're probably in it for the wrong reasons. If you're in it for the good reasons, like you want to help people, you find fulfillment in like talking to others and trying to help solve things and help treat, you like learning science and using practical applications to that science, then you're absolutely gonna love it. And also, again, if you have opportunities to be around people who are very similar to you too, so I couldn't say that it's miserable. Definitely not. At least not to me. But if anybody else has another opinion, let me know. Next one. Everyone in med school comes from private school backgrounds or are quote-unquote posh. I don't think that's true. Like, you will have some people who have come from private backgrounds, but like med school is quite diverse and it's becoming more diverse in recent years. So you've got people who are graduates, people who are mature students, people who had a completely different career beforehand, some engineers, some like psychology backgrounds, primary school teaching. You have people from so many different backgrounds, different countries as well. Like it's quite, I don't think it's really fair to say that everybody comes from private school backgrounds, especially because like a lot of med schools have widening participation programs to make sure that contextualized data as well is put into place. So you're not just getting students from private school backgrounds, but students from public school. I went to public school. I didn't go to a private school. So like, if you put that even into context, of course you're going to have students from all different walks of life. Well, at least that's what I've seen. I don't know about other med schools, but for me, I've seen everyone from all different walks of life. So you'll be fine. If you want to go to med school, go for it. Don't assume that medical school is just for a specific group of people, because it's not. You get it? Med students are competitive. Well, I guess because like you're trying, it's possible, yes. The med school, there are a few people, there are actually quite a few people are competitive. It depends on where you, who you've met, but like I haven't seen, like for me in particular, I haven't met people who are, you know, that type of bad competitiveness where they try to get ahead to the detriment of everybody else and kind of pushing people under the bus. I haven't met people like that. But it's not a bad thing to have some sort of competitiveness. It's more important to be competitive with yourself. Now, if you have a specific goal in mind, say if you want to work a more competitive specialty, then of course you're going to have your own goals that you have set. But like, if your goals are different than somebody else's, why would you be competing with anyone? If anything, you should be competing with yourself to make yourself a better person. Yeah, there are environments that are competitive, but I don't feel that. I feel it's more of a community for me. Like if I have any questions, I can put stuff in the group chat and, you know, somebody else can answer. Everybody understands like it's difficult to get into such a large volume. If we can all help one another as we go along, then we will. So yeah, you might have aspects that people might be competitive, but I've never seen it to that extent where, you know, it's crazy. Next one, no time for fun. You're always in the library 24/7. No. I could not do that. I think there's a lot of opportunities to have fun because there's so many different societies. So people do work hard, but they also know how to have their fun as well. Like there's so many different events, different things that go on. But obviously because a lot of like COVID and all that, so most of the things are even taking place online. But it just shows how medical students are quite social. In the library 24/7, like when exam times start, I start seeing some people like put on their Instagram that they were in the library pre-COVID times, obviously. But it's not possible to stay in the library 24/7. You'd burn out. It's like, come on. I don't even stay in the library. I've stayed in the library a few times, like for like an hour or two, like just because I had an hour to spare or something. But I couldn't do that. It's too much. Like, you need a break too. All work, no play makes Jack a dull boy. Is that what one of my teachers used to say that? Okay, next one. No one helps anyone. Now, I think this is wrong. Like, why wouldn't you help? Like, I have never experienced that. If anything, when I ask questions, it can be at any time of the day. Like, yo, guys, who knows this? Who knows that? And then everybody is like helping one another, trying to come up with reasons or trying to find the answer to something. Or if somebody does find the answer to something, they're more likely to put it in the group chat and be like, oh, this is what I found. What do you guys think? So I think it depends on, maybe it's because this is my experience. This is based on me. The people I'm around, people are willing to help, and it's because we have a community. So everybody wants to help one another, because like, what good is it not helping? Because there will be a time where you need help. So if you help others, they will help you. So why not? You need to pay for the UKCAT and BMAT courses to get top marks. Now, I don't believe that, because like I didn't pay for any of those courses. I think there's free resources everywhere, even YouTube videos, so many of them where where you're able to like find questions and see how people answer those questions as well. don't believe that paying, £200 or whatever, how many pounds the people pay, is essential to get top marks in any of these things. Like, the free resources out there by the testing company themselves, and they don't even recommend you paying ridiculous amounts of money or paying any money at all to actually do these exams. If you practice, you'll do well. I didn't pay for anything and I'm here, so if that doesn't tell you, go for it. Just make sure you understand that you don't need to pay ridiculous amounts of money for something that you're not even sure would even help. Just practice, keep working on it, you'll get there. Everyone can get into medicine if you put in the effort. Med students know everything. No. Med students are still learning. You get into environments where you get questions, you be like, do I even know what this is? Have I even come across this? And that is the nature of learning and being a student, med student. It's your opportunity to learn. Even when you're doctors, there are obviously things you're not even gonna know. Like, it's a learning experience. You are always gonna have lifelong learning. Don't worry, you'll be okay. Even if you don't know, own up to it. It's better. You learn that way. So yeah, med students don't know everything, for sure. Med students have their careers planned out. No, that's another no. Not everyone has their plan set out, and if anything, even if they do have a plan, it is very likely to change. If you do have a plan, that's great, you know, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be. The great thing about medicine is that there's so many different avenues you can go through or go down, that it's very possible that you could be set on one thing and then you have a great experience in a different environment, and then automatically you're like, I want to do this instead. Like, I know people who wanted to be surgeons originally and then decided, nope, I want to be a GP. So it really depends on you. You don't need to know everything or know where you want to be. If anything, just being open to the fact that you could change your mind is the most beautiful thing about being in medicine. Okay, the next one somebody said was that the majority of undergrad med students are school leavers. It's not necessarily true. You have different people from different places. I think in my year there's actually quite a even split between school leavers and graduate mature students on the course. It seems to be a mixture of everything, because like all students come from different parts of life, different walks of life. It depends on who's applying that year. So I don't think it's necessarily true that the majority of undergrad med students are school leavers, unless the med school like only accepts like school leavers, which I haven't seen. So yeah, I don't think that's true. So if you are thinking about applying to the undergrad version of the med school course, go for it. Like, you're gonna find people who are very similar to you anyway. Why not? Might as well give it a shot. Okay, the next one is, at med school you can't have a part-time job. Now, I don't think this is true, because I have seen med students who do have part-time jobs, but they usually find ones that are quite flexible. So I know some people are HCAs, so especially now in the pandemic, so they do work at the hospital, or they work doing specific things, because like some universities, like our university, have opportunities to work for the university in different capacities, whether it's being like a student ambassador, working at the SU shop, which is flexible towards your degree. So it depends on where you want to work, but like obviously you couldn't do like a full-time job. Like, I've never seen anyone who's done that. But yeah, you can get a job if you want to have a job. Like, nobody's holding you from doing that. You just need to make sure you manage your time well. I don't know any med school that stops you completely. I think the only place I can think of is like Oxbridge, but like I think that's as far as I know. And also there's also like bursaries and grants that the university offers to the students as well. that they can use. I think mainly for people who are like from the EU, like from the UK themselves can access it, or students who are from school leaving backgrounds, so they've just went from what's it called, A levels to undergrad. So there are opportunities and bursaries as well, and even for grad students as well. I think that there are bursaries for people who are from the UK. I'm not sure about other places, but yeah, they do exist. So if you do need the extra amount, find help from your student finance office. They will be able to help you and give you tips as well, you know, if you do want to get some sort of part-time job. Okay, the next one is there are no diverse backgrounds at med school. I kind of talked about this, saying how there are many diverse backgrounds in med school. Obviously, there's more to go, more ways to continue and grow that. But you will find people from so many different walks of life, mature students, grad students, you know, people from different countries, different backgrounds, people who'd never touched science before and are now doing science from like access to medicine courses. So there are opportunities to get into med school from many different backgrounds. I would say just because people think like med school is like this thing that's a pedestal that they put up on a very high scale, they automatically assume that there's no way that they could be in a position to actually be in like a med school space or be a medical student or a medical doctor. I would say that is not true. If you want it, go for it. There is no say as to who can be a doctor and who can't be a doctor. If you want it and you want to be a doctor, go for it. Be a doctor. Be a med student. Get in. Go for it. No one can stop you. Only yourself. So if you want it and you say, yes, I want to be this, then go for it. No, you shouldn't say it to yourself that you can't do something. Okay. Got two more. It's stressful. That's one of the questions I was asked. It can be. Like, I guess it depends. For me, I haven't found it ridiculously stressful to the point that it's debilitating or anything. Because I have already had a background in university, I found it a bit more not easier. I say more, I could adapt very quickly to the med school environment. If you have that willpower to want to do something, you will do it. And especially because I find learning very fun, so like I'm being able to like learn new concepts, even the concepts that I don't even fully understand. I'd be like, okay, this is a new opportunity to become better. So I can understand why people would find it stressful, and because, you know, it can be, you know, sometimes you wake up on the wrong side of bed and you're like, I don't want to do this, okay? But because you love what you do, and because you know that what you're learning will do something great in the future, I honestly wouldn't trade it for anything, if that makes sense. But you know, you'll know it when you get here. Yeah, so I've always found it like quite manageable to do for myself, you know. I haven't found it stressful in that way. So if you keep on top of it, you make your list, your to-do list, you'll be able to get through it. So believe in yourself. Okay, I read this one. It says, you are organized person who loves to have a solid routine. I would say I'm quite organized. I like to have my lists and my to-do list. Sometimes I don't get them done. Sometimes I do. And that's okay. If you have to push it forward to the next date, you gotta do it. A solid routine, I guess in some ways I do, but not completely. I tend to have a rough idea of what I want to do for the day, or actually what I've been doing recently is that I say, okay, there's one thing I'm going to do on this day. So if it's tomorrow, for example, I'm going to do one particular thing. Like today, I wanted to do this medical school video based on assumptions. I said, this is the one thing I would do today, and if I do this, I'm gonna be very happy and take it off my list. And here we are. So making sure that you put realistic goals for yourself is one of the most important things. You'll get through it. You know, if you do need a routine that helps you, you should know what helps you actually. Try to find out what helps you and go with that and stick with it. It can change. That is perfectly fine. So I think that's it, you know? I've answered all the questions. Medical assumptions video done. I know, I followed a trend. I've done it now. At me if you want. Actually, don't at me. Don't at me. Okay, I hope you guys really like this video. Please, if you like, you know what, do like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know you're watching, you know? And tell me what kind of videos you'd like me to do. Okay, I will see you very soon. Have a good day. God bless. Keep smiling. Bye.